Thanks a lot for joining in to this webinar. This particular webinar is all about our new panel called SuperScalper. This panel is designed to uh, place orders with the stop loss take profit, as well as to place orders or execute trades with the P&L stop loss take profit as well. So to open the panel, you need to click on the Quantower icon out here, and you will see a panel name called SuperScalper. So when you open, you'll see a panel something like this, which will be blank when you open it. I'm going to explain some of the features that are there, the important features that are visible on screen. And then I will do some trades and explain how you can manage the trades very well through this particular feature. Uh, Now, just for your information, currently this particular version is a first version of this particular feature. So we are expecting to add new features within this particular platform. I am sure you may be having some feedback after the webinar as well. So do let us know, and we will try to work out on all those features that are needed. Uh, Currently, this particular version of this particular feature does not have the total PNL stop loss or take profit on a trailing basis, but we do have the total PNL stop loss and take profit. Let's start with the panel. So you already aware of how to bind this particular features. So already that are there on the screen. This version, at the moment, you cannot bind uh, inside the Quantower binding functionalities. But yes, next version of the version, we will be adding the option to duplicate multiple screens like this and also bind it within the platform. So let's start when you open this particular panel. So you'll get the screen like this. Let me explain what all features are there in this. So you can see the total PNL. Now this total PNL will continue to update. This is your PNL of the trades that you've done within this particular platform. So let's say I have trades in my positions and they are open, but they are not listed here in this particular panel. The PNL will not calculate. So you can have a much better control about the positions that you want to do it. So what happens here is that this is the total PNL. This may not be the total PNL of your trading positions as well in the positions panel. Okay, so there is a position panel at the bottom here. This may not be the same PNL that you'll see here. Okay, so the PNL that you see here is going to be of the symbols that are added within this particular platform. Here you have the option of setting the stop loss. So if at all you're putting the stop loss, you need to, by default, you have to put the minus sign because, and then put the value here. And then you can tick here. That means you have enabled the total PNL option. Same way, you can put the total take profit as well. You can also do negative or positive here, but by default, we put top positive value here. And you can put the value and enable this here, and this will enable the functionality here. Now here you will see the account. So currently at a time you can trade one particular account, but once we have the multiple instances of the platform, you will be able to do the multiple accounts within different brokers very well. And you can even do the total PNL stop loss take profit across different accounts as well. So at the moment, you'll have to select the account code and then you'll have to do the trading. Here you will see there are three options here, tick, percent, and points. So depending on what you trade, you can set the stop loss in points, percent, and ticks. Okay. By default, I've kept it as points, but we can always change it. And here, when you enable this, this will automatically place a stop loss with the X number of points that you set. Suppose I've set 10 points out here. Okay, so when I place an order, automatically 10-point stop loss will be placed within the platform. So these are all orders that will remain in your system. They do not go to the broker unless and until they are triggered. Okay. So there is something called step here. So SL step. So I will explain what this means. So suppose you have put a stop loss at certain price and you want to modify that very quickly. So if I keep the step as 1, it will move as per 1 step up and down. So if you keep this as ticks, it will move 1 tick up and down like that. Okay. If you keep it percentage, it will move 1% up and down. So ideally, it is better to keep it in points here at step 1. Next option that you have is for take profit. The same way it works, just like how the stop loss is put. So it works for take profit as well. Again, you have the choice between these three options to select. You can have the stop loss in points and take profit in percentage, no problem at all. Okay. But for the explanation here, I'm putting points. And then again, I've kept the stop loss uh, take profit step as 1. This is something which will be useful when you want to modify the stop loss or take profit. Then you have the option of quick quantity. So you can select the quick quantity that you want. So suppose I want to always trade five lots or 10 lots or 20 lots. I can set this as an option. I'm keeping it 1 for the time being. Again, if you do not want it, you can disable this as well. So you still have the option of adding the quantity here, whichever quantity you want manually. Okay. Next option is there, exit option is available. So you want to exit in parts, you can always do that in percentage terms. So suppose you have 10 lots and you want to exit 25% of the position, it will exit 25% of the position, but it will round off to the next value. So just remember that. Because you cannot trade exit in fractions. So in the case of futures and options, so you cannot exit in fractions. So it will automatically round off to the next available quantity. Then we have the slice order option. If you enable this, if at all your quantity is beyond this freeze quantity, automatically orders will be sent in multiples of the freeze quantity. We also have price protection. Here you can select the percentage. Suppose you set as 1%. So every time you place a market order, even every time you place a buy order, it will send as a limit order instead of market by 1% higher or lower, depending on which side you are trading. Suppose you're selling, it will be 1% lower. Or if you're buying, it will be 1% higher. So this is just to make sure that you do not send a market order, but with some kind of a protection, the orders are going. Okay. So I'm disabling this. When I have to show this particular feature, I'll explain how this works. Uh, so I then there are columns here. You have the symbol, the order quantity that you want to change. If you want to change, I can make whatever quantity I want here. You have the button to buy, sell. You can adjust the columns the way you want it. So there are column settings available. In case you want to change something, you can do that as well. Here, your open quantity will be visible. Your open price will be visible. You'll have the last traded price also visible out here. And then there are two options here for local M2M and M2M. Now, local M2M is something which is traded only from this particular panel. So all those trades that you did from charts or any other panel won't be counted here for calculation of the PnL. So you will have a better control of what you are going to trade in terms of from this particular panel. So based on that, your total PnL will trigger accordingly. So this is one option you have. There is an option M2M, which is going to be the copy of the same M2M that you see here. Then there is, you can enable, disable stop loss, take profit anytime you want. So if you tick here, the stop loss will be enabled. If you untick it, stop loss will be disabled. Here you have the option to increase or decrease. So when you click on this, based on this step, the stop loss will increase or decrease with every up and down selection that you do. Then there's an option for take profit. Again, you can select, unselect whenever you want it. And then there is a trail option. You can put the trail points and then click on this, and automatically the stop loss will start trailing by keeping the distance of that trail. So let's go ahead and do some trades for the time being. Okay, in the settings, one more thing. In the settings, if you go, you have the choice of enabling based on the local stop loss take profit or based on the M2M. So by default, I've kept it right now as based on M2M. But if I want to change it, I can change it to only local, so that the values that when we trade, I will explain how exactly this works. And in the next version, probably we'll do certain modifications to make things easier for the users based on the feedback that we already received from some beta users as well as within our team. So let's do some trades. So all you have to do is, if you want to do any trades, you can select the symbols from the symbol search here. Okay. Or you can simply drag the symbols to the panel. So let's say I do this. Let's say I want to do, uh, say I want to buy this particular trade. Just drag the symbol to the chart, to this particular panel. The symbol is visible out here. Now, since I've selected the quantity out here, automatically it has populated this quantity. But if you want to change, you can change it. So I make it 2, I can do that. Okay. So let's keep it at 1 for the time being. Okay. I've set the stop loss as 10 point, take profit as 10 points. So when I click on buy, okay. So I have to, 1 second. Okay, I'll disable this trading simulator. Okay. So you can see that the trade was bought at market, and you can see that 10 point stop loss and 10-point take profit is automatically placed. Okay. So if I want to modify this stop loss, I just click here, and you can see that now the stop loss is at 135.65. I can reduce it. It will reduce by 1 point. If I increase it, it will increase by 1 point. So depending on what points you selected, suppose you make it 2 here. Okay. Every correction, every down tick, I will be modifying it by 2 points. Okay. So you can change this anytime you want. There's no problem. You can disable this if you don't want a stop loss take to profit to be put at the initial stage. I will show that as well. For the time being, we keep it this way. So here now that we have a stop loss at 130.65, but I want to keep a distance of say 5 points always. So let's say this, you may not want to use it right from the beginning, but once you are positioned in profit by say 10 points or 20 points, you do not want to lose that 20 points, or maybe you don't mind losing 5 points out of it. So you want to trail your stop loss to the stop profit mode. So what I do is I'll type here 5 and enable this. Now you can just see 130 is my 130.65 is my stop loss right now. The moment I enable it, stop will move to higher level by maintaining a distance of 5 points from the current price, the last traded price. As the price starts moving higher, this will start getting modified automatically. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can still keep putting those questions there in the chat box or in the uh, Q&A section, and I will have a look at it time to time. So you can see now that you have placed the order and you put a stop loss. Now this stop loss will remain for this particular position. So if I click on one more buy, my quantity is now 2, but stop loss will remain at the same level. There is no change in the stop loss. Okay. Even though I have the default setting here, once the stop loss is set, you cannot change it. You can always modify and reduce it if you want to. Okay. But since I've kept this 5-point distance, the moment the price, even if I modify, because I've set as trailing here, it will again go back to the level by maintaining a 5-point trailing. So suppose I want to exit, like say you can see your trades here. So let me make this slightly smaller, so that I have the visibility. You can see, you can monitor your trades as well. So the second trade that I did was for 139.70. And if I want, now the price is at 1, I can just sell one lot and you can exit that trade. So you can continuously do your trading very quickly here. Okay. So now my take profit is at again at 155.65. If I want to modify this, I can do that as well. So automatically based on the step that I've selected here, automatically it will increase or decrease based on those step points. So far, any questions? So yes, so you can, there is a question regarding whether I can modify the value. So yes, I can type here 154. If you want to do that, you can do that as well. If you want to do it as 136, you can do that as well. So there's no problem at all. So even if, because I've selected the trailing, see automatically it starts moving by 5 points. But if I disable this and if I make this as 132, it will remain there only. But the moment I click here, it will automatically go back to the higher level. So you can see it has moved to 134 by maintaining a 5 point distance. Okay. So there's a question regarding how to add symbols. As I said, you have the option of doing symbol search and adding it here. So I just click here, I add the symbol here, no problem. Okay. If I want, I can simply drag the symbol from this place to this particular panel from option analytics. That's a more easier way to do it. Okay, so just like how the Quantower works in terms of drag and drop, you can drag and drop the symbols to the panel out here. So yeah, I think market went down and my stop triggered, so it exited the trade. Okay, so let's look at some other symbol. So let's do it in the same symbol, so it'll be easier for us to understand what exactly happens. All these orders are local orders. So these orders will remain in your system unless and until they're triggered. So these orders do not go to the broker, especially the stop loss and take profit, because many brokers do not offer the take profit and stop loss functionalities, especially for options. They may offer for equity symbols, but not for options or futures. So you can easily manage this particular feature here through this particular panel. So now that I have the trade here, let me now remove the this option completely. So I will buy again. So now you can see that I have a M2M which is different and local M2M is different. Now what you're seeing here is the local M2M values here, right? So if I go and go to the settings and remove this, okay, remove the local option, you can see the PNL will now start showing of the M2M PNL. Okay. This M2M PNL includes your past trades as well, whereas local PNL is of the new trades that you done. So it will be easier. Suppose you already done multiple trades in the past and you do not want to count that PNL for your total PNL stop loss take profit. You could use the local PNL stop loss. So this is how you can manage it. Currently, this particular setting is inside the settings option, but we have decided that we will make this available within the panel visible on top itself, so that you can easily switch from local PNL to total PNL, M2M PNL anytime you want. Okay, so now I have the PNL showing based on the M2M, which is the same M2M that you see in your positions panel. So position M2M of this particular symbol out will be visible. So because I'm not trading other three symbols anyway, so that is not available here. Okay. Okay. So let's look at the total PNL functionalities now. So I will enable it to the local right now. I go and change it to local. So now my PNL will start showing for the latest trade that I've done, which is this particular trade. Okay. So now if I want to put a stop loss, say let's say 200 rupees, I will put 200 rupees here, take profit as 200 rupees, and then I enable both these options. Now the trigger will happen based on the total PNL and it will consider this particular value. So whatever value that you see, the total. Suppose I have trade in one more symbol. So let's say, let's do one more trade in another symbol as well. Let's buy one more trade. Okay, I did it in one same symbol. Okay, so I have now multiple two symbols, this thing. So now the PNL will start counting for all the symbols. So you can see how fast that is moving. So now I've kept it at 200, take profit as 200. Okay. In the next version, we are going to have two stop loss options. One is the rolling stop loss and one is the step PNL. So rolling will be always right from the beginning. It will start trailing based on the stop loss that you set. And the step one will be a step-based PNL, which will start moving higher once you make a profit. So that will be available very soon. I think maybe in the next 1 week to 10 days, we will be launching the version 2 of the platform of this panel. Uh, the work is already in progress. And then we will also be allowing multiple panels to be opened so that if you have making some strategies based on the straddle triangle, so you can have every panel can have a different PNL settings and you can exit based on that as well. So let's check this. So now let's say I make it say 100. Let's see whether it triggers. Anyways, in the meantime, let me have a look at the questions. Is this available only for F&O? No, it can do it for any symbol. So yeah, you see now I made my profit target went to 100 and both the trades got exited. So I'm concerned about what I made rather than whether I make money in one single symbol or not. So I made that 100 rupees and my trade got exited. Okay, now coming back to the questions, this is not specific to F&O. It can be for any symbols that you're trading. There is no restriction on the symbols that you're trading here. Okay, what option for slippage protection in stop loss option? Yes, so we have the stop loss protection. So let's say I will show you that as well. So let's say I've set this as 1% here. So you can see the price protection as 1%. So now let's look at the order history here. So you can see now when I'm placing the order, right? Earlier my orders went as market, right? So now let's say I buy here now. You can see this order went as a limit, not as a market. It put a 1% higher limit from the current price, and the order went as 1% higher as a limit order, though the price was much lower at that particular time. So that is how the this will work. So this way you can have 10%, 5%, whatever you want, you can set that parameter. Okay, so that is the question regarding the protection. So the trade that you've done is always visible on the chart as well. So you can exit from anywhere if you want to, but remember that since if you're trading something from the panel here and exiting from another place, it's better to make sure that you exit from the same place rather than from the chart. So because you are doing this particular trading for a purpose, but yes, you can see it on the chart as well. So whatever trades that you've done, it will be visible on the chart. Buying, selling across all symbols is currently not possible, but we have plans to add the global option out here for buy and sell. So you can select all the rows and buy and sell. But that is like you have to be very careful and you have to be what you're doing. So in this case, we already have a total PnL stop loss take profit option here. So it is good from a point of view of exiting, but for entering all the symbols, we don't know what all symbols you added. So you could have some kind of a call and puts as well. So Yes, we will have this particular option. Maybe in the case of straddle strangle option, when we give that option, so you will be having that kind of a option to put a global buy sell as well. But yeah, so we are still debating how exactly to make this particular function available, because there are a lot of dependencies are there where there may be cases where you will be placing the strategy trades as well, like the straddle strangle, but same symbol may be there as an individual symbol as well. So we are taking little precautions before we come up with the final solution on that. Okay, so in this version we already have the access to Zeroda. So you need the Zeroda Kite APIs. So we will probably end of the day we will have the video uploaded on how to enable the Kite API keys, and then you can add the keys and connect. Okay, the process is simple. If you go to the connections here and go to Zeroda, so you come here, you enter your API keys and API secret. And then when you click connect, it will automatically open up the Zeroda login screen, just like the way you connect on your mobile or web with the ID, password, and TOTP or PIN. But API keys are must, so you need to create them, and they charge 2,000 rupees for the API keys. At the moment, we do not have the PnL in terms of profit. For the take profit and stop loss at the moment. But yes, we have the plan to add that functionality as well. Currently, the individual symbol, you can only put the stop loss and take profit. But yes, we have plans to add the functionality where you will be putting the amount itself for each symbol instead of the price. So it will automatically do the reverse calculation of the price. So most probably that will be there from year itself. So like, so that the because we always need a price year to be visible. So what we can probably do is that we'll add one more option in terms of value. So if you set the value as 200 or 500, it will automatically place the stop loss take profit. Okay, so there are more questions. Will Angel One be integrated? Yes, we have plans, and I think the development has already started. So we expect this to be ready by middle of November, or by definitely by end of November. This webinar, we will upload it, no problem. Okay, so for this particular panel, the charges are those who are having advanced Quantower plans, there are no charges at all. So this comes by default free. So even if you have existing advanced plan users, you can start using it right away. And those who are this particular panel will also work with free and Quantower Lite users as well. However, in this case, you'll have to pay this add-on separately, and it will cost you rupees 600 plus GST. So all advanced users, there is no need to pay anything. You can start right away, start using it. And if you're having a free version or you're having a light version, you'll have to pay for it separately. You can do paper trading as well, but however, the paper trading, the local and M2M mode, both modes won't work. But yes, you can do the paper trading as well. There's no problem. If you want to try it out, you can do the paper trading. By using the simulation mode, add some symbols to the simulation mode, and you can do that. Maybe I can show it a little later. The stop loss take profit levels that you put will not be visible on the chart. Only your positions will be visible, not the take profit stop loss. Okay, because this is a different panel altogether. There's nothing, no link to the charts, because you're not placing the order from the chart. So if you want to place such kind of an order, we already have a local bracket order for position already. So you can use that. Flash trade and Shunya. Shunya is in the final stages of testing. So I think next version will definitely have Shunya. Flat trade, I'm not sure whether they use the same API. If they use the same API, we can also make this available very soon. Can we put straddle stop loss, take profit? At the moment, technically, yes, you can have two symbols added here and buy and sell or whatever you do and have the total PnL. But we are creating a separate option for straddle and strangle so that you can manage that better. It will be available in the next subsequent versions. I'm not sure whether it will be available in the version 2. But yes, it was definitely going to be available very soon as we are upgrading this particular panel to support option strategies as well, or maybe a separate panel but with similar functionalities. So that's going to be available soon. Okay, the question is some of them. I have a question regarding what happens when the order go to the exchange at market. Okay, this is something that you cannot control. The only way that you can control is by having some kind of a price protection so that the orders go with the price protection. There is no way because you are not the only one trading this particular trade at the same time. So there will be multiple people. There is no way one can ensure the same stop loss take profit unless the orders are already in the exchange. And all these kind of APIs that brokers offer are not suitable to modify the orders in a fraction of a second. There are a lot of limitations. So you cannot have the stop loss to be placed at the broker level and modified as and when you want it. Because there are API limits as well as the throttle limits for every trade order that you send there. Can we have keyboard shortcuts? At the moment, no, but yes, we can always improvise on this. So good suggestion. We will consider that. You cannot modify the local SNTP from the charts because this has no linking to the chart other than viewing the total positions that are open in the chart. So the modification from the panel itself is much more easier. So it's not difficult at all. You just have to add a stop loss. If at all you have already put a stop loss by default clicking here, the stop loss is already available. So you can always type here and put a stop loss. So you can just click here and enter the value you want. So 150. And you want to modify it after that, you can do that as well. So yeah, so you can exit in quantities. Let me do this for some stocks. That will be easier for me to explain because I don't want to take too many trades. Um, okay, so let's say I do 20 shares of this and buy. 20 shares are bought. Okay, so I click here and 50% I exit. You can see 10 shares traded, exited immediately. If I want to exit 25%, okay. So this is 10 share quantity was there. So as I told you, it will only do it in round off. So that's how we'll exit. The lesser of the round off. So because otherwise there's a chance of exit of all positions. So now if I exit 50%, it will be four shares. And now if I do 100%, everything will be exited. Uh, okay. Can I exit from Dome? See, your open positions, you can exit from anywhere you want. You can exit from your positions panel out here. Everything you can do it. I can just click here and close all. No problem at all. I can do it. But then you also have if you do not have any positions, nothing will work here. So I exit it from anywhere I want. It all depends on your positions, right? So I don't have any positions open. Now nothing will work here. I exited from the position panel. In our position panel, we have lots of functionalities where you can close all positions, close positive, close negative, close selected. So there are all options. At the moment, at the moment, there is no option to show M2M in points because there could be different things that you're looking at. You may be trading for cash market, you may be trading options, you may be trading futures, you may be trading commodities. So point wise, a stop loss take profit is not going to be that easy to show because every asset class has a different tick sizes. Will Trade Smart be integrated? Yes, I think first we will go with the couple of brokers that are connected to a similar API. I think we going ahead with Master Trust and Finvisha in the next update. And I think TradeSmart also is in the plan. So I think uh, probably in the next 1 month we will have TradeSmart as well. So if the app caches or restart, you'll have to do everything again. You'll have to do that manually. So what you need to do is, suppose I disconnect and reconnect, you can drag the symbol to the from the positions panel. So in your position panel, this will always be open, right? So simply drag the position and it will inherit the positions, and then you can put your stop loss take profit. So these are all local orders. So there will be a little pain when you have to restart or your system gets disconnected. There is no way to automatically populate because we don't know whether the application was disconnected by you or it is by the system by for any other issues, and we don't know when you restart. Okay, so it is not possible to use the same stop loss take profit parameters when you on restart, because by then the market would have changed, your position may have exited for whatever reason, or you may have exited from your mobile. So it's always drag the symbol to the to the panel and reset your stop loss take profit parameters.
So here, whatever this panel, right? You set up this is a customized panel because I installed this one.
Mhm.
It's opened the multiple windows. I mean, I couldn't understand exactly how to set up. Like, so if
Okay,
you
so it is, see, our platform is very flexible to create certain panels and designs of your own screen. So for that, you'll have to look at our help content, but I can just briefly show you how to bind multiple panels together. So I have the watch list here. I have another watch list here. I have the open option analytics here. Okay, if I want, I can drag it inside this or I can bring it out. Okay, I have a chart here. Okay.
okay.
I have order book position panel here. So all these panels are there. So if I want to add one more chart here, I can just make it
Okay, in
duplicate
that
this
case,
panel.
you have to customize everything, right? Like once
Yes, so
you
you just
create
do that. I'll just show you in a couple of minutes. So suppose you want to add one more chart inside this, just double duplicate this chart, drag it inside. You want to add one more option analytics here, you can drag it inside. Now that you're done, you can just click here, create bind, drag all the into
okay.
all panels, create a bind. The screen is done.
Okay, okay, got it. But left
Okay.
side is there are
Now you have
multiple
multiple
templates
options.
available, right? Left side is a multiple
Yes,
templates
yes.
available.
You can after that you can just drag and drop the symbols wherever you want. Suppose I have a position, I want to drag it to this chart. I can do that. Okay. Suppose I want to add this to the watch list, I can add this, just simply drag it. Okay.
Okay,
So from the
so
watch list also I can link the symbol. So I make it yellow for this particular watch list. I make this chart also yellow. Okay. The moment I click here, the chart will change to that.
yeah, yeah, but there is a more, I mean, multiple options. So to explore this, at least this your app, it will be take more time, right? So because there is a lot of options you are put, but it's a single. Do you have any PDF like to refer to the
We
see
have
one?
lots of videos. We have a good help content. If you start watching, if you start reading the help content, first two chapters of it, okay,
Okay,
you'll have to spend little time on that because that is very crucial for you to make use of our platform very well. So just go to help.quantower.com. Okay, you can go to the .com here in this case. Okay, and start these two panels. You start getting
okay,
started and general settings. Okay. If you
okay,
can go into this, you will understand the structure of the platform and then you can create customization the way you want it. You can do it for commodities as well. There is, as I said, there is this particular feature is broker neutral, asset neutral. So you can use any asset class, any broker, it will work. So if you want to remove any of these symbols that are there, so let's do couple of trades where I will trade from the charts, okay, and then I will it will not be visible out here, and we will see how we can manage this part, okay. So let's do some trades here. I'll do a trade in this from the chart, okay. So it won't be visible here, right? Okay, but some of the trade I will do it from here, so it will be visible here. So your PnL will be only of this symbol. So later on, if you want to bring this particular symbol, which was not traded from here, you want to bring it, you can drag and bring it here. So no problem. Okay. If you want to remove, you can remove this. Okay, but it won't show any open positions because you didn't trade anything from this particular panel. But when you click here, it will show both the open positions here. Okay. So in the next update, we are making some changes. We have how to manage this part better. So we will definitely have a better version of the this particular panel in the future. Maybe we can try doing order slicing as well. So let's do that as well. Let's take out a very out of the money call contract, and I'll go to the order history. I will enable order slicing. I will put 75 lots. So just observe the order history here. So just have enabled order slicing. So you can see 72 and 3 lots, 2 orders were sent together. Okay, I put a market protection order with 1%. Yeah, so you can see the order got traded. So 75 shares, 75 lots in 2 orders with 1 click only. So even though, so you can see that. Okay, so if I sell this with 1 click, it did the order slicing. Okay, so I don't see any more questions. So thank you all for attending this webinar. If you're an advanced user, you can start using it right away. If you want to do this particular testing, you can probably do it in stocks with 1 shares or something like that in a live market, or you can even use trading simulator. So add the symbol to the simulator, and then you can add the symbol here. Okay. And while selecting here, so you make sure that you use the trading simulation account here so that the order will go to the same panel. So like say, for example, so this is how it will, you can practice it initially and understand the tool as well. And those who are using free version and those who are using Quantower Lite and you would like to have a trial of it, you can message us on WhatsApp support chat and we will enable the trial for 1 week. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good day.